hello.
Hi, we are not on the homestead today.
We are not. And we have someone to introduce you to. It's a car.
Guys, look, we're in a very tiny car.
Yes, we got a Prius, a Toyota Prius, because we're tired of paying insane amounts of money to go into town. And as our kids get older, we're having to do that more often. So we grabbed a really old Toyota Prius from our friends. They reconditioned the battery. It gets like 40, 50 miles a gallon, which is amazing. So why are we in the Prius?
We're getting ready for our meet and greet, which is happening tomorrow, which means we also need to get a bunch of food.
Yeah, we got to feed everybody. So we're here to get some supplies, some materials, get back home and get ready for it.
Let's go. Lots of peppers.
Hi, buddy.
Good morning. It is workshop day. See that girl right there? She's saying workshop. This is a meet and greet. Ashley, meet and greet. So we are up early getting tables and chairs set up and hand washing stations and all the things that we need to get ready for the workshop. Again, seriously, it's the meet and greet. We're going to be talking about the workshop later in this video. Gosh, get it right. It's going to be a busy day, but we are excited to have everybody out, see where everybody's from, get to know them a little bit, and tour the property. So come along. It's going to be a good day.
First of all, thank you all so much for coming. I think this is the biggest meet and greet we've ever had. This is so great to see this many people here. We're just so excited to share our journey with you, and we're thankful that you've chosen to come along it with us. It's so cool to see this community that's kind of formed online, and sometimes it's in person, right? And it's even better. So hopefully we'll get to hang out today, we'll get to talk about a lot of stuff, and we'll get to make new friends, right? Yeah.
With that being said, we would love to know who traveled the furthest away.
Yeah,
we
want
had
spoilers.
A Wisconsin?
We got New Hampshire.
New Hampshire?
Oh my
Who was
goodness.
New Hampshire? New Hampshire?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
As a bird flies, that's
Where?
the bird. Did you kind of express
Atlanta?
it? No, it's cool.
Did you guys like fly or drive?
Oh God, no!
I flew.
Okay. That's. Thank you for being here. That's
North Carolina?
insane.
South Carolina, yeah.
Oh my! You win.
He's got a cabin up in Kingman, so
we
it all
did.
worked out.
Oh, nice. I
Yeah.
like Kingman.
That's right.
Las Vegas and then came here.
Okay, I need prizes. This is really impressive. Thank you for being here. That's crazy, but awesome.
I think that's it.
We're
Is
gonna
that
get
all
started?
all the stuffs?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
5 minutes, and we'll meet back here, and we'll start with the solar shed. All right, you're on.
Okay, so hello, my name's Abby. I'm from outside of Atlanta. We have an alpaca farm. If you want to come see us, you know, yay. And I am here today because I grew up in the Phoenix area, and it just worked out that I'm here for my high school reunion this weekend, and to come see what y'all are doing here and just be in Arizona again, where my heart is happy.
Please keep your hands and arms inside the vehicle. So we're gonna start with the infamous solar shed office. It's first build, first time we've done earth bags, first thing we've ever really built.
Ever.
Other than the Airstream, kind of.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was our first introduction to earth bags. It actually was gonna be a straw bale building. That was the plan. And then COVID happened and the price of lumber went through the roof, and we were gonna have to like deck it and get it up off the ground, and the deck alone was gonna cost more than like the whole building should have. So we decided to start looking at earth bags. We visited a bunch of places around here. We went to Ransom Ranch. She has a bunch of Superadobe Dome, super cool place. We met Clay Greathouse. I think we've been to his place a few times on our videos. He's also building a Hyperadobe house, and he's actually the one that found Volm companies and got them to make the bags for him. And we were like, oh, that makes a lot of sense, because you don't have to use the barbed wire. They're UV treated so they don't break down, and you can just go straight up. And so we redesigned it to this shape. We still thought that the circle was going to be a dome, but we realized that trying to connect a roof to the dome it got real complicated. Yeah. So all this was very, like, we were just kind of making it up as we went.
That's how we roll.
Yeah. The more we were out here, we really became aware of the water situation here. You probably saw huge orchards and like hundreds of acres of land that are being cleared. They're putting huge pumps in. They're just sucking the aquifer dry. So we just decided out of the gate, we'll just focus on rainwater catchment. So roof, bigger roof, more rainwater catchment. Even though we didn't technically catch rainwater on it for like 2 years. We'll get to that later. Hey, one thing at a time, right? You can only do one thing at a time. But so the idea with this building was we were going to build a solar system, because even though there's an electrical pole right there, that was not here when we moved, and it would have cost us $35,000 to run power to our property, and we wanted to be off-grid anyway, so we were able to build a system cheaper. So we needed a place to put batteries, inverter, charge controllers that would be pretty climate controlled. All right, so we can probably fit, what, 3 or 4 people at a time? Yeah, so everybody just take turns and we'll come in and
We'll
look
just
at
leave it open.
Yucca, they get like 300 days. I subscribe to you. Do you have a place in Kingman? Yeah, outside of Kingman, yeah.
I have the permit on the house. They'll probably be like, oh yeah, you should have a permit.
So you'll feel you need to put in another room.
Exactly, but not the floor plan. It's earth bag up to about here, and then it actually steps up as it goes around. You can kind of see when you're in there. And then, you know, from here up, it's just bottle bricks and mortar that we've put in to kind of make that.
So does the number of bottle bricks kind of turn you off to the process, or?
No, there's going to be so much more in the house.
Okay, all right.
Just wait.
It turned me off.
There's going to be like...
I determined the height.
That's different.
We had someone stand up at the Airstream and say, "Can I see you?" And that's what we did, pretty much. Yeah.
That's when we stopped.
Yeah. And so it has, you know, it goes in a circle, so you have a little bit of privacy. I think if we had to do it again, we would take that inside wall in just a little bit more for a little bit more privacy, or a door.
No.
Some sort of door to keep the dogs out would be nice.
He's been wanting me to put a door in this whole time.
It just means we can't get showers.
And the dudes come and taking a shower with you.
They come and take our shoes.
Take your shoes off.
Or they come in and they take the soap if we don't set it up high somewhere.
shoes on the top of the wall there.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's what makes them so adventurous and such open, generous dogs.
Makes us want to reach
The way you raised them that I watched.
So we talked about rainwater catchment, right? When we first got here, this tank was actually down on the other side of that tree, and we were just hauling water and putting it in and then pumping it down to the Airstream, which was actually down where the septic tank is now. That stayed there until we moved the Airstream, because we needed water in the Airstream, and it was all like plumbed underground and pressurized and everything. So once we moved the Airstream, then we were able to take that tank, put gutters on, and connect this. So now this roof is catching rainwater. We have a little pump house here. It's a 12-volt system. It's got a lead acid battery in it, 12-volt RV pump, and a pretty big pressure tank. Pressure tank is kind of the magic to making sure that pump doesn't burn out. This pump house really has been disassembled and reassembled, but basically that setup has been used to build everything. All the water we use for all the earth bags has all been run out of this little pump house. All right, go for it.
Hi, I'm Vicki. I'm from New Hampshire. One fun fact about me, I have my pilot's license, but I'm also a great grandmother. So that's probably the most important and most fun thing. And I came here today because my husband and I are living vicariously through Jonathan and Ashley, because this is what we would have loved to have done after we had gotten married, but we bought into that American dream that says, you know, you have to settle down and have a family and a big house and spend all your money on things you don't need, and instead of doing this. So we'll just keep watching Jonathan and Ashley and the family and just keep loving them. Thanks.
So next weekend, her parents are coming and we've got a whole plan. We're digging everything out. We're taking all the barrels out. Because we have a 3-inch line, we're gonna put in a regular flushing toilet, a washer and dryer. Yeah, washer and dryer.
We're moving up.
Ashley's going to have a lot to talk about now.
Well, I'm still going to use that in the summer. The washer in here will be for winter because it's just too hard on your hands.
Yeah, we still like the hand washer, but in the winter it's too cold and the clothes won't dry. It's just not quite warm enough. So this will allow us to not have to go off site in the winter.
The first group to approve this?
Yeah. So we're like getting ready to start that. That's like our next couple of weeks, as we'll be redoing this building.
Hi, I'm Allison Loy, and right now I'm from California. I hope to be retiring in northern Arizona soon. And let's see, fun fact about myself, I'm retired Air Force, and I plan on homesteading just like Ashley and Jonathan in the future. And so they are my new, we'll say, Spectrum TV. Every night when I get home from work, I watch Jonathan and Ashley. So I'm learning a lot. I have a lot to learn. I can't wait to homestead, and I'm here today to learn from them as much as I can and just to enjoy the company of everybody else. We're having a wonderful day. It's beautiful here in Arizona, and thank you, Jonathan and Ashley. Have a great day.
In the summer, it was difficult because it was getting too hot, and also because it was new and it was still drying out. Earth bags take a really long time to cure and to dry out. And so it was very humid on top of being very warm. And so this first year especially was a bit of a challenge, but we put in a little Wave 2. We just ran an extension cord from the big power system, and we did that to keep it cool. Otherwise, she has a little evaporative cooler that she runs in there to help keep some air moving, keep the water in the fridge, so she's putting cold water into it at night. And it's really just that during the day it's perfectly comfortable. It's just at night when you don't want to be like super hot when you're trying to sleep.
Okay, my name is Chris. I'm from Boise. One thing about me is once I held the keyboard on a Beach Boys concert. For the whole concert, I sat underneath the keyboard. And I came today just to check out the place and get to see the Tiny Shiny group.
Hi, my name is Michelle Dimmick. I am from Madison, Wisconsin. A fun fact about me is that I have my CDL and I drove trucks for a living. Been big fans for a long time of Tiny Shiny Home, and we bought property across the valley because of your videos, and just wanted to get a chance to meet you and greet you and hang out, and hopefully we will be good neighbors down the road. So super excited. Thanks so much for having us.
So this was the second earthbag building that we built out here. After building the shed, we wanted some more experience. So we wanted to see how well it scaled. So obviously this building is a lot bigger. We wanted to play around with more bottle brick technique. So as you'll walk around this, you'll see we've got different shapes of bottle bricks. We've got bottle bricks that are built right into the earth bag. We decided we probably don't want to do that in the future, especially on the house. Definitely broke a few as you're tamping, you know, that weight can cause that to break sometimes. We were just curious if we could make it work or not. So this is all open air, obviously. So there is a roof on the section back there. So you'll see there's a chicken coop that's attached and it sets back in, and then the roof runs from the chicken coop to this outer wall. Provides a little shaded area, allows us to catch rainwater off the back. There's solar up there, and then there's an earthbag 12-volt pump house back around the back. This was where we really got into our plaster experiments. As you walk around this building, you'll see, especially around the back, there's all kinds of different, it changes from here to here to here to here. All of them kept failing. This is where we finally realized we need to do stucco, like fiberglass reinforced stucco. So you can see we got our earthen coat on here, but the rain is starting to knock some of it off over time. It's not a big deal. The nice thing about the Hyperadobe bags is they're UV treated, so it's not gonna fall apart. But also because it doesn't have a roof, that means that to plaster this, you have to do the outside, the top, and the inside. The outside, the top, and the inside. So it's like 3 times the amount of plaster compared to a normal building, and it gets really expensive and really time consuming. So, you know, we got it to this point. It was winter. You can't stucco in under 40 degrees, so we had to pause. We started on the outhouse, and then we got into the dome and the goat barn, and then we got to the house. And so this is just on hold. Like, it's doing its job here for the chickens. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It's doing its job. Obviously, the garden isn't, but at this point, we just really don't have the time to do gardening, like real, large-scale gardening, because we're trying to finish the house. So we'll get back to this eventually, but for now, it's on hold in its existing state.
I'm Cheryl Van Dyke, and we moved from Tennessee last April to the boot heel of New Mexico. We've got 30 acres out there that I'm in the process of building a homestead. I used to be a freight pilot. That's what I'm retired from. Maybe I might start flying again out here. There's an airport down there in the boot heel. It's a pretty nice one. And why I came today is to see how things look after a few years of building, and to see what advice I can get and the best way to do things, and that's pretty much it. And couldn't wait to meet Ashley and Jonathan.
Okay, remember when I kept saying we're going to talk about our workshop?
I do remember that.
Well, now's the time. We're going to talk about our workshop.
Guys, Hyperadobe Workshop is coming up so soon. November 9th to the 15th, 2024, right here on our property. Just like all these people you're seeing in this video, you're gonna come hang out with us, eat delicious food, but this time, we're gonna be working.
Yeah, we're actually going to be working on our house for this workshop. We're going to teach you how we lay Hyperadobe bags. We're going to talk about our forms and our electric and our plumbing.
All the utility stuff. In fact, you'll probably get to help us put in cleats and window forms and even some outside electrical outlets, maybe some water spigots. I mean, all kinds of stuff is happening at the height that we're at, which is exciting.
We still have some spots available. This is a week-long workshop, but you don't have to commit to a whole week.
That's right, there's plenty of daily spots that are still open. Head over to the link below, sign up. Remember, delicious food every day by Ashley and the kids. Lots of cool people to meet, new friends to make. I think it's gonna be a whole lot of fun.
We'll see you there.
All right, welcome to our home. The Hyperadobe Roundhouse is definitely the biggest and most complicated thing we have ever done in our entire lives, I feel like. This is the front door. We're gonna have this built up because, as you know, most of our weather comes this direction, so we wanna make sure that this entrance is really protected. So one thing we learned from the solar shed, even though it has that big overhang over the front door in the solar shed, it still gets blasted by the rain because all of our rain goes sideways. And so we've actually had water come in under that door, even though it's an exterior sealed door. So much water builds up at the base of that door that sometimes it'll trickle through to the inside. So don't want that to happen on the house, and want to be able to like come to the entrance if it's raining, you know, and not. So the roof is gonna basically, you know, cover this whole area here. How nerdy do we want to get on the house? Do you guys want to talk about the foundation? Yes. You have questions about? Okay. So you can kind of see it here. After talking to Hayden from Australia, we decided to put a vapor barrier on all of our exterior walls. So the reason for that is that these bags have clay in them, right? Clay, when it comes in touch with water, it just soaks it up like a sponge. And what we saw at Cal Earth, and what he's seen, because he's been doing buildings for 10, 15 years, is that over time, if water hits the outside of this building, let's say it rains, and even though you have an overhang, we get the sideways rain, right? Hits the side of this, and it runs down where the water it had wicked in. And you know, it takes like 10 years. I mean, it's a really long time, but it can eventually wick in, and then it starts to work its way up. And so we didn't want that to happen. And so we had put vapor barrier. We did it in a bunch of places, but he really convinced us to make sure that we did it on the outside too, because we were worried about it coming from underneath, which isn't really a problem here, but just in case. But he was like, no, it could still hit the outside and run down the surface of it and get into it potentially.
Nice. Okay, so this is the entrance. We can handle it.
Yeah, so everybody find your way to the main room, whichever is most comfortable for you.
There's a big open section here for something beautiful that we're doing. This will be like where the TV is placed, and kind of couch centered around that. This is a pantry here. There is a sink here because Adelaide requested we have a coffee bar. Nice. So there'll be a coffee bar on the outside of the pantry, just a walk-through pantry. Not huge, but plenty of storage. Babe, you're really stressing me out. Do you want to come do this?
I love you. You're doing great.
Okay, this is the kitchen wall. So this wall will have most of our kitchen. There'll be a giant window here, 6 or 8 feet this way. Yes. We're gonna have a big open stove here, and then a rocket mass heater type situation, pizza oven to heat in the winter. So that will also, like, we'll cook on that stove in the winter, cook on the propane stove in the summer. It's a really big island right here where I can host people and teach them how to make pasta. Tortellini night.
So we started running outside out. And we talked earlier about the self-support. Won't be very big, but I don't know, it's bigger than it looks.
Hello, I'm Boston and I'm from Boise, Idaho. I believe I am the youngest attendee here by several decades. I came today because I'm interested in learning more about, you know, sustainable living. That's an area that I'm more interested in now than I was previously.
Hello, Brian Meese from Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm a handyman, MacGyver, tend to want to do things a little bit differently. Why I came here today is I wanted to learn more about solar, but something that I've learned is now I need to find some land because I think I want to do something on a smaller scale than this. So it's great. Thank you, Jonathan and Ashley, for having us out here. It's been awesome.
My name's John Pettit. Presently, I'm from Charleston, South Carolina, about 2,200 miles from here. I drove out. A little fun fact about me is I am an architect and I was a general contractor in a past life. So I just have to say I came today because I've enjoyed your channel over the years, watched your family grow up and all the things you've done. You've inspired me. I bought land in 40 acres outside of Kingman, Arizona, and that's where I'm going to retire and have a small homestead myself. So I wanted to come down and say hi to everybody. Thanks. Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much to every single one of you who came out to this meet and greet here on our homestead.
It was so great to meet everybody, to greet everybody, to hang out together, to get really nerdy.
Super nerdy.
About a whole lot of things. Everyone had such good questions. We got to hear so many people's stories of like the adventures that they're starting. Good time.
Also, so many people flew out, drove across the country
I know.
to like come and eat pizza with us.
It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Guys, high five. And I feel like I should have had prizes for you, but I don't. So hopefully next time I will.
Yeah, so listen, if you're sad you didn't get to come to the meet and greet, remember, the workshop is coming up.
When is that?
November 9th through the 15th.
Oh, what are we doing?
We're building Hyperadobe bags.
Yeah, we're gonna be working on our house. Come hang out with us. Don't forget to sign up in the link in the description below.
We'll see you next time.
Let me tell you how it goes.